Hello, ladies, and we're back with another episode of Friend, You Got This. I'm your guide, Allijahh, in the flesh, in person, and this is our safe space group chat for my ladies navigating through their professional and their personal goals. And today, I'm doing two things different actually. So, I'm including visuals to the audio that I normally drop every other day. We don't have a consistent day as of yet because, as you know, it's hard to be disciplined with your schedule. However, I'm adding some visual for you guys so you can feel, like something like this is a FaceTime video. I'm your friend, I'm your guide, I'm your mentor, your therapist, so be it, who can help you out, like another point of view on stuff that we all as humans go through, but then as a woman, we all experience the same sort of situations, essentially. And the other thing that I'm trying to instill within this podcast is trying to have a consistent intro. So I'm trying to set myself apart from the other podcasts. I've seen podcasts that use songs to introduce themselves. They have like a saying they always say, some poems, some games, whatever. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be introducing a prompt follow up with some sort of exercise that pertains to the video we're talking about and essentially is something good to practice to help you achieve those goals, achieve emotional intelligence, achieve peace of mind. Today's episode is all going to be about mindful living, how to achieve harmony within your work life and your personal life. And the prompt that I have for you ladies, I'm going to read it off of my notepad here, is, and for my men too, because I heard that I have some men listeners. So I know this is, geared towards lady because I am a woman and I love my woman and I'm a girl's girl. But for my men too, it can be interchangeable. It's all about self-love, self-care, self-improvement, this podcast. So I want you to try something called the daily harmony check-in is what we're going to call it. If you're someone, who finds it hard to achieve goals or tackle procrastination or tackle laziness, then this prompt could be something useful for you. And so try the daily harmony check-in. Set aside a few minutes each morning. It's not a lot of time. A couple minutes. Make it 2. Keep it short. And reflect on your priorities for your work and your personal spheres. So today at work, I have to get this project done. At home, I need to clean. And I really want to set aside some time to do some yoga. Whatever you feel like is a priority and it's achievable, create 3 short goals out of them. Again, something achievable is a key word. Don't do something that you're not physically or mentally or emotionally up for as of today. And make it for each aspect, and then periodically assess your progress throughout the day. Have I achieved this? Am I doing good with this today? And track your progress. See if this helps you in any way get closer to your goal. Of course, we want this to be short-term goals. That's how I usually organize my goals. I'll do professional, I'll do personal, I'll do my career, like entrepreneurial business, because that's different from your career if you're someone like me who has a 9-to-5. But then there's what you really want to do, which is be a businesswoman, a boss-ass bitch, right? So in addition to that, I create long and short-term goals. So whatever the long-term goal is, fund $1 million, join 3 networking groups, something that takes a bit more time to go behind. The short-term goals for that can be allocate exactly how you're going to spend the money, create a pitch deck, or start researching some networking companies and groups that you want to join. So keep that in mind. I want you ladies and my men to try that out today and see if it helps, and drop a comment below. Let me know if you like this sort of prompt exercise thing, and let me know how it worked for you specifically. So today's episode, let's get into it. Mindfulness, right? Now, career, in terms of your 9 to 5, in terms of stuff that you have to do in order to keep your bills paid, keep money in your pocket, eat, survive. That's something that a lot of us, if you're like me, a normal worker in today's society, it's something that you need to do. Even if you're an entrepreneur, sometimes, for example, like what's the word I'm looking for? An influencer. You're not technically working for anybody, but you're working on other people's platforms to achieve a goal. It's different from if you have like your own business with, if you're doing hair, if you're doing nails, if you're doing eyebrows. These are clientele that you have to bring in. You have to find a place for them. You have to put up certain procedures in place, set prices, do some contests, do some discounts, etc., etc. So essentially, some entrepreneurs fit under this realm as well. It's a necessity, right? And then you have what you actually want to do, or stuff that you actually need to do for yourself in order to thrive. Again, we're all humans. We need to make sure we're checking in mentally, emotionally, physically. We need to make sure we're happy, first and foremost. We need to make sure we're fulfilled. And tackling all that in a day-to-day, especially when you don't feel at your best, or maybe you're feeling sick, or maybe you're in a situation with your boyfriend, or maybe your friend got you upset, it can be tough. It definitely can be tough. And believe me, I'm a victim of that. And what I'm going to do today here is give you guys a couple of tips on how to tackle that exactly, right? So one thing I would like to say is, first of all, this prompt helps a lot, but make lists. Lists are your best friend, right? So the first thing we have to be worrying about, if there's anything going on with us mentally or physically, is make sure that we're in a place to achieve all these other things that we want to achieve. And if you're unable to do that, a lot of things are not going to get completed. It's going to become a mess. You're not going to be balanced. You're not going to have any sort of harmony whatsoever within your day-to-day productivity. It's just, it's not attainable at all. And how making a list can help you is you go ahead and you set aside some time to say, okay, I know that work is pressing right now. I know that this is pressing right now. What is the most pressing in terms of me being able to feel motivated, to feel good? Because money is important, but money is not the most pressing things a lot of the time. Of course, to go to work, yes. But let's say there's an issue at work, or let's say there's a big project or deadline. Obviously, if the deadline is tomorrow, that's going to be the priority. But prior to that, let's say you just learned out about it, you're dreading it, you don't really want to do it. Your priority then would be, let me take a me day. Let me get a spa day in. What is something I've really been wanting to do that I haven't been able to do? I really want to go to that concert. I really want to do a painting. I want to hang out with my friend today. Of course, within reason. If you don't have the funds for that right now, and this project is taking a more priority, or, I'm using a project as an example. Something in your work life is more pressing because it has a time constraint on it. That would be the priority, but following up is definitely going to be what you need to do to get your mind there and to get you on the right track, focused, So again, it's important. Set aside at that time to create those lists, but make sure you're including self-care rituals in there, whatever that looks like for you. Going out, staying in, loving yourself, watching a movie, doing nothing. You need to be patient with yourself. You need to be accommodating to yourself, just as you would be if you have someone come in and you're like, girl, I'm stressed out. There's a lot of stuff going on. Like, what should I do? What would you say? Breathe. Bring it in. Calm down. We need to fix you right now, first and foremost. Screw everything else, except for things that are going to make your life worse if you don't get it done. But make sure you're loving yourself. Self-love. Love is nothing if you don't love yourself. And if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't work to the best of your ability. It's just not going to happen. That'll definitely be my first advice. Now, something else with balancing both of those lives. I know that, honestly, a lot of this episode is going to be about lists, and that's literally my life. But like I can't function if I don't have a list, a to-do list, if I don't know what to expect with my goals, if I don't know how to achieve them. I'm just gonna be walking aimlessly through this life feeling like shit, right? Now, and it also goes hand in hand with manifestation. So if you feel like work is really stressing you out, or your goals are really stressing you out, and you feel like you're not attaining it, you're not achieving it, you don't know where to start, the reason lists can help with that is because you're prioritizing what's important to you and where exactly you want to be. So instead of a list, I'll actually opt in and say a vision board. In my first episode of like the newly improved YouTube that I did, I actually created this video before the new year. And I read a book. I spoke about it on the first episode of the podcast, which prompted the podcast as well. It's called The Secret. I saw the documentary. I didn't read the book. But it changed my life. Because if you're constantly dwelling on bad things, if you know that you want to achieve something, but you feel like I'll never get it, or it's too much work to put behind it, then that's where you're going to stay at. Whatever you think about, whatever you speak about, is what you're going to manifest. And if you're doing your vision boards and you're doing your list and you're telling yourself, okay, this is where I want to be. First and foremost, I want to be happy. I want to be at peace. I want to be secure within myself. But in terms of my goals, I don't want to stay here for the rest of my life. I actually want to stay here. I actually want to do this. If you're prioritizing that, you have that in mind, you create your vision board to constantly remind you of what it is you're going after. And then you follow up with a list. Okay, I know what I'm going after. Now, what can I focus on these specific days in order to achieve it? Even if that's wanting to build up within your 9 to 5. If you want to become the executive assistant, the manager, whatever your goal is, whether it's professional or whether it's personal, create that vision board of exactly how you envision your life to be, how exactly you want it to be. Then follow up with the list. How am I going to get it? And that's where those short-term and long-term goals. You want to be the manager. We can't jump to that step. You want to have $1 million generating business that you're getting money residually. It's not going to happen just then and there. It's going to happen, but we need to figure out what are those steps to get towards it. And that's where that really does come in handy. Now, I know that for some people, maybe the 9 to 5 is all that they are focusing on right now, right? And what's important when considering this is that a lot of the times work can be stressful. Come on, we know it. I deal with this all the time. I'm a manager for a real estate office, and when I tell you that sometimes they can bust my balls, I feel like I'm literally have the company on my back sometimes, and it's a lot to handle. Sometimes I can go home and it can just bring me in a bad mood, and it can make me upset. And even I know that I'm someone, who this is not where my end goal is, and this is not somewhere I see myself being forever. However, for the people who are, or even if you don't, it's important to realize that work is just work. Work is not your entire life. Work is maybe something you love. Work is something that pays the bills. Work is just something for the meantime for a lot of us, right? Now, you really have to detach yourself from specific outcomes within work and know that when you're leaving the office and you're going home, don't bring that with you. First of all, a lot of us are hourly or even salary paid, right? Now, when you have those off times that you're at home, you're not getting paid to worry about that. Like, not at all. And I know it's hard, especially, let's say you have an argument with your boss or your coworker. It's still unimportant as soon as you leave the job. Don't let it affect the rest of the tone of your day. Don't let it make you upset and come home and curse out your dog or your friend or your partner or your kids. It's not that serious. It's never that serious. What's serious is, like, in life, and I'm going to get a little dark here, it's life itself. Because we're all going to experience death in all forms, whether it's someone close to us dying, whether it's ourselves, we're all going to experience it. And unless, I know it's dark, but it's the reality of life. So when you think about that, when you think about if you're on your deathbed or someone else is on their deathbed, it really makes you value the importance of how you are spending each of your days. It doesn't help to dwell on the stress. This again goes hand in hand with manifesting. It doesn't help to dwell on anger. It doesn't help to hold anger. Anger is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. It doesn't serve you any benefit. You're not hurting the other person. You're maybe making them a little upset or sad, but most of all, you're harming yourself. You're harming your self-growth. You're harming your how your days are going to go. It doesn't help. So when you're in work or vice versa, when you're home and you're having a bad day, don't bring it into work. Let the day be. Let whatever situation pass and take it as a learning lesson. If it's something you really dislike, okay, I dislike it. What can I do moving forward to make sure I don't experience anything like that again? If it's a certain person creating this harm, then you know what you have to do. And it doesn't mean you hate them, but it sure as hell means that whatever's happening here is something I don't like, and it's something that's affecting me negatively. And my goal is to continue to stay positive for what? So I can be positive, be happy, and do what I want to do in my life. And negativity comes with you not being focused, with you not being disciplined, with you not having control. So it's important to not dwell in the past, not dwell on anything bad, not dwell on anything negative that's made to bring your mood down. It's very important. That's one of the keys to actually finding some harmony and balance within your professional and your home life. Because at the end of the day, we want the same thing. We want the same outcome from both, right? Regardless of how long we end up being there or which one is most important to us. It's to have peace of mind. And it really is. And I always say this. It's funny. A lot of the things that are the solutions to our problem as of now are things that we learned when we were younger. Things like simple things. Let it go. It's not that serious. Be kind to others. Always be happy and grateful. Things like this. These are the important things in life. And when you're thinking about, any daily problem, like what can really get us mad besides some crazy, life or death stuff, like I said. People doing us wrong. People talking to us wrong. Maybe us doing something to hurt the people we love. But we have to realize we're all human and we all make mistakes. And when you keep that mindset for the remainder of the day, you start the day off with that mindset and you continue to move along with it and carry it with you throughout the rest of the day, you realize that a lot of stuff just can't affect you if you change your perspective. A lot of the harm that's being done to you by others as well is unintentional, and it says more about what they're going through or how they handle issues than it does about you or their feelings towards you. There's a lot of people in the world. We might be some of those too, but here in this safe space, we're trying to learn how to grow out of that
season of life, or
that season of life, or that fixed
knowledge behind
how to handle emotions, right?
A lot of
people don't have the tools, they don't have the ability, they don't have the want or the need to want to change their life. They like to sit in anger, they like to dwell, they like to be stressed, they enjoy it, they don't enjoy it, they're constantly attracting it, right? And
I can't say it to steer
clear from these people all the time, but what I can say is, if you allow yourself to just think differently, another thing we learned when we were younger, take a second and think before you react.
You holding in that anger
is much more harmful than you forgiving someone.
It's gonna make your day bad.
Holding a grudge is gonna make you feel like shit. It's gonna make you feel like shit, as opposed to the opposite, to the latter.
It's just facts of life.
It's just facts of life. So in terms of
our harmony
in work, careers,
and in professional.
And in your personal life.
The key is
basically mindset.
It's your mindset.
Right?
It's how you
it's your mindset. It's how you're coming and thinking to the situation. It's your perspective. Now you follow that up.
Setting intention for your day.
Setting intention for your day. By setting some goals. Writing some lists. Maybe making some vision boards. In order to constantly remind yourself of the fact. Because again, we're human. We need some reminder. We'll maybe go to church one day and then the next day we'll wake up.
I'm just tired.
I
didn't get much sleep.
This guy got me upset. Like, all I'm thinking about is anger. And it's okay, because that's going to happen. You're going to have slip-ups. What you need to do is constantly remind yourself. You need to keep motivating yourself the same way you will motivate yourself to go to the gym, to try to get money and hustle. To try to get money and hustle. Motivate yourself. To keep yourself in a good place in order for you to achieve all of that stuff.
Put up your vision board. Let yourself
see exactly what it is I want to achieve. I'm not going to let nothing get in my way.
My actions
and my words.
Because
that plays a big part in everything that you do. How you show up, what you do, and what you say. It plays a big part. Creating those lists.
I know what I want.
To say, okay, I know what I want. Let me see if I can work on some stuff. Whether it's as silly as
be kind to everyone you see today.
Be kind to everyone you see today. Hold open the door for someone. Little acts of kindness literally can brighten your day. And it's even happened to me before. Like, it will make me feel good
for someone,
to stick up for someone, or to help someone out in need, or
give someone $1.
Give someone $1.
It feels good.
It feels good, and it's good karma to put out there, regardless of if you don't see it at that time.
There's people who are noticing.
There's people who are watching. There's people who are watching you. There's people who have their eyes on you. There are people who look up to you. And
little acts of kindness again.
If it's as simple as that, it can go a long way. Or if it's a goal that's like, okay, let me go ahead and
do the research.
Just begin to do the research.
Now you're one step closer to achieving
that goal.
It all goes hand in hand.
This is the key to harmony within both.
And then last but not least,
once you
create the goals,
have your vision board,
manifest and say and realize what it is that you want. Remember to be like water.
Not every day is gonna go good. Not every day is gonna be $1 million day. See all this progress, but it's important to know that you're taking the steps and you're that much more closer.
Don't let anyone
make you take 2 steps back.
Don't let it happen. If you have a bad day,
it's an experience. It's an experience.
It's something that we need in life in order to have more knowledge and wisdom. If you never went through something bad,
if someone never made you look stupid, make you act upset, or make you act out of character, then you're not gonna know that it's something that you don't want to happen.
You're not gonna know how to move forward.
You're not gonna know how to move forward from it because you never experienced.
Take it with a grain of salt. For teaching me exactly what I don't want to be, or what I don't want to have in my life. How to move forward from this. Those are your steps, ladies.
And gentlemen.
Right? And this can apply to honestly anything,
any problem in life. Harmony in life in general.
Take a deep breath.
Remember, happiness first and foremost is what you need. It's the only thing that matters in the end. Remember that you can achieve anything as long as you manifest it, as long as you put the goals behind it, and as long as you have a kind mentality behind it.
You know what they say, be the bigger person.
Be the bigger person. Yes, be the bigger person for all.
Not because you have to.
Not because you have to. And not because
this person won't do it,
so you're forced out of default. No, because it feels good, and it's the best way to go through life in order
to achieve anything that you want to achieve. All right. That's it for today's episode. Let me know what you guys are thinking.
About this new visual. Like, do you feel it more now that you can see me? Do you like the prompt? Do you like this setup? This is very much giving sleepover vibes. Chilling on the couch. Come over, let's have a chat. Let's talk about our problems. Let's vent. And that's what I'm trying to achieve with this podcast. I want it to be a safe place. Again, a safe place. I want it to feel friendly. I want it to feel like you know me. You can tell me anything. And definitely drop me more comments. Let me know what else you guys want to hear. And I have a surprise coming for you next episode. We're gonna have a surprise guest. Who's it gonna be? Nobody knows. Now let me start. We're gonna have a surprise guest. So it's not just gonna be me that you hear blabbering all the time, talking, yapping. We're gonna have another perspective, and we're gonna see, how you guys are liking. There's no change. So again, give me some good critique, guys. I need it. Y'all my friends. Y'all my sisters. Y'all my brothers. I didn't forget about my brothers. But until next time, and just remember, friend. You got this. All right.